Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country. It is finally time for us to head over to the DLC of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and I can't wait. If the story is as great as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was, we're in for a treat. And I do wonder if there are certain things they've enhanced upon, just like they did with Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and the DLC of that game, and how certain things works, like the entire blade system. Will we have a party that's fixed because it's a story of the past that has already happened, or will we be collecting blades here as well? And a lot of other things that I'm very curious about, but I think the main thing we need to do is get it started and figuring those things out for ourselves. Alright, there is one thing I wanna check, because there was an autosave thing in here, and yes, I want it to be disabled. Just in case something goes wrong with recordings, that I can manage it myself instead of losing everything. Alright, I think I'm ready. I hope you all are too, so let's get started. Ah, there's no hard, then we'll just do normal. You can change difficulty settings anytime from the main menu, system options, and game setting. Ooh, Jin's mask. Nintendo.
The year was 3564. The 107th Indoline Praetor, Rhodalis, had sent an armed expedition against the country of Sia. Its capital, Amranta, fell overnight and sank beneath the clouds, along with the rest of the Titan. The destruction of Sia shocked all the nations of Allrest. Officially, the act was attributed to a military alliance led chiefly by Indol and the emerging power of Mor Ardain. In fact, it had been the work of one blade, the Aegis, a man known as Malos. Said to be the architect's word incarnate. Back then, neither Lora nor myself knew how closely his fate would prove to be tied with ours in the days to come.
You're that eager to die? Then allow me to assist.
Damn, back to his old tricks. If I did understand correctly, this is like 500 years in the past. And I think it's about the founding of the group Torna. But we'll have to see if I'm right about that or not. Well, he's definitely good. Oh, the game still looks amazing. I will never grow tired of that. Straight into combat?
There's no end to it.
And it's not just the Wolf and Ferris. Even the Balufro's caught up in it.
Lora, can you smell it?
Ugh, it stinks like...
Jin's chest piece looks the same as what Malos wore over his core crystal. He always have that?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Blood. It's driving him crazy.
Alright, it's the first fight. I'm sure they'll be taking it easy on us. It's a level 2 cursed Bulufu. Alright, approach an enemy and press R to target them. Then with an enemy targeted, press A to draw your weapons. A character will their weapon drawn will auto-attack. Seems vaguely familiar, doesn't it? Come on, target it.
Lora, stay close.
With every auto-attack you hit, your art gauges will fill up slightly. This is called art recharge. With the gauge full, press the corresponding button to use that art. If you use an art at a precise moment an auto-attack connects, you can cancel into an art without winding down from the attack. This is called action cancelling. You can cancel art into specials too, and by unlocking certain nodes on your affinity chart, it becomes possible to cancel art into other arts. A successful cancel will charge a special gauge more than usual, so it's worth learning this tricky technique if you want to maximize efficiency. I will try my best, but do not expect complicated things. Path of Thorns, cancel attack.
I'll protect you.
You're a lifesaver.
Yeah. A team is composed of a driver and their blades. The level, experience, HP, strength, ether, agility, dexterity and luck stats are common to all members of a team.
My senses are heightened.
Yeah, it doesn't work to sync it if you are holding your finger on the wrong button. I think that was one of it. Yeah, I will try to get the hang of it, because if it does help us charge our gauges, then it's definitely something we want. In a battle, a team is split between vanguard and rearguard positions. The character in the vanguard is the attacker, while the rearguard plays support. You, as the player, directly controls the vanguard. The rearguard will automatically attack and provide buffs automatically. Come on.
I'm fine. Just fine.
Oh god. Oh yeah, you don't have any healing abilities again. Once the rear guard gauge fills up in battle, you can press back and forth to perform a maneuver called Vanguard Switch. When you trigger a Vanguard Switch, the rear guard will move up to trade places with the Vanguard while they're attacking with their switch art. After the switch, the new Vanguard art gauge will be full, ready to be used immediately, so using a Vanguard Switch is a good way to press an attack.
You'll answer to me.
Target's on your side.
Kill stroke.
Come on! I thought that was gonna be a potion thing.
I will grow stronger still.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
thank
blew me
you.
away.
Kill stroke.
Yeah. Took too much time to learn what we were doing. Ooh. Well, he was right, they kept on coming. A special is a move that uses cooperation between a team member to great effect. Using arch in turn the special gauge, it is called special recharge. When this gauge is full, you can press A to use a special.
You'll watch my back, I think.
Again, wrong button. Come on, get back into things. I know it's been a couple of days. We're still gonna take it down. Doesn't really matter. You can charge the special gauges by beyond level 1, all the way up to 4, whereas level 1 has the Vanguard attack alone. Levels 2, 3 and 4 are a real team effort. But first, here's a free special gauge top up so you can try using a level 4 special and admire Lora and Jin's flawless coordination. When using a special, a button challenge will pop up on screen. Press the right button on the right time, as instructed, and the move's effect will be magnified tremendously. Ah, come on. I'm say, sliding my finger off the button is not allowed.
Lora!
Thank you, Jin.
Well, we've got room for improvement.
Of what?
We do.
This fighting style. It magnifies our strength, sure, but it leaves us wide open. When the sword is in my hand, you're left defenseless.
What, you won't keep me safe?
Huh?
I'll keep you safe always.
I'll keep you safe, always. You still remember that?
Of course.
I've thought about it. Every day for these 17 years. I'll never forget it. The day you set me free from a life of misery.
I see.
Yeah, it was an easier time for Jin. Relatively speaking, of course. The feature that the arrow is pointed to right now is the compass. The markers on it shows you where Lora and her friends should go next. The number above each marker gives the distance to that objective also. If the objective is located above or below you, you'll see an arrow pointing upwards or down. Now the arrow is pointing to the environmental info. This gives you the name of your current area as well as the weather and time. The minimap gives you an idea of what's around you. Press the left stick, lets you change its zoom and size, and the mark in the center shows your position and facing. Lastly, your current objective window. This explains what Lora and company should be doing right now. New tips have been added. Now, a bit of important advice. Did you see that notification that said new tips have been added? In this game, you can check the previous tutorial from the menu. The notification just now was to tell you that the new options have been added to the menu. If you run into something you're unsure of while playing, go to the main menu, System Tips, to see if it's been explained there. We'll definitely be doing that. And as you can expect, of course, we'll have to go a little bit around to go explore. Are there collection points? I assume, but I need to see them first to know for sure. And of course, a whole lot more enemies. Lazaria Woodland, where you are right now, is a special kind of area known as a landmark. All Rest features 3 kinds of areas: location, landmarks and secret areas. You can instantly travel to any previously discovered landmark or secret area from the Skip Travel menu found in the main menu. Good. That's the button I was looking for. Come on.
Follow my lead.
Lora's safety is my charge.
I guess they had backup.
Well, they can have all the backup they want.
I'll protect you.
You're a lifesaver.
I feel you.
Yeah! Now we're getting into the rhythm.
We must look ahead. Lora, let's switch.
Try this on all sides. You're doing well.
Lord. Ha! I concur.
I wonder how long it will... we can actually see when her move is recharged in the icon. Okay, that's good.
Chill stroke.
Because this is of course a powerful way to attack.
Honed with each day. Think you can keep up, Lora?
Come on, take the items. Well, I should just finish it, but I have no...
Chill stroke.
Back into the fray.
Ooh, getting more
That was
moves.
nice and easy.
Good.
May the next one go as swiftly.
Rearguard art acquired. Hungry snake. Yeah, we will check out the menu, but let's take out this big boy first.
All right, follow my lead.
I won't enjoy
Not
this.
working. Heart of Thorns!
My senses are heightened.
Yeah, we've got this.
Come on.
Heart of Thorns!
It's my turn.
Doing well. Try this on the side.
Really, that wasn't fast enough.
You need healing.
If I don't do it, no one will.
Take this. Dream team confirmed.
Snow blast. Chill stroke.
Back into the fray.
Catch.
I can still improve. I have to.
Alright, I think it's time for us to check the menu. I think her new moveset, or his, is the one that gives us potions, which is really good, because that's our first line of healing. So let's check it out. Nice background, it definitely is. Check our item list. It's probably just the things we just gotten. Blazing Braid's probably just our weapon. And we don't see yet what type of items we can get throughout the game. We'll have to learn about that. Quest logs, no new quest, just the main story. Ooh, this is different. I like it. Nice artwork, as always. And let me tell you, going back to that introduction with the little bit of a diorama type display of how to tell a story, that was beautiful. It really was. I do like that. Alright, so here we can see whether or not, who do we want to be in front. Because I imagine that Jin is stronger? Well, that's not necessarily correct, is there? Because they share the same stats. It's more like, whose attack are more useful? I think that's the one that needs to be on front. Alright, can we actually check now what she has? No engage. So it could still be added. We'll have to see for that. Use WP to strengthen arts, but let's see this first. 142, that's not a lot, but the first few are not that expensive. Should we just go with agility since we have that?
Must have improved.
Accessories, Blazing Braid. That's 10% chance of attacking again after successful auto attack. That's nice. We don't have any new ones yet. And we don't have any foods yet. Or other pouch items. We'll get that soon enough, I'm sure of it. You can enhance it. Having said that, let's check. The healing is not with him, so it's with her. Increases damage dealt from the sides by 50%. 100. So we just do it evenly. Because the recharge isn't that bad,
Tempered
actually.
by discipline.
Ah, yes. Also this affinity chart. we know what's going on here. Defeat an Arlo Kabiba in the secluded Boneway in Torna. Yes, we'll have to focus on it. Collect stuff. So there are collection points, definitely. Or another way of collecting. Good. And of course, auxiliary cores. Ooh, we have one. But we just got it, might as well equip it. Increase accuracy during the day by 20% until we get something better. Yes, spawns a small potion when landing the hit. So there's not a chance, it will give us a small potion. So that is really good. So what do you think we're going to increase?
Watch for this one later.
Because the sooner we can lower the recharge time, the better it is. And who knows, maybe if we level it up enough times, it will become a medium HP potion. At least a chance of it. We can hope, right? We didn't have any accessories. We did check everything else. Good. I will keep Lora in front for now. Depending on how the fighting goes, of course. But that way we have direct access to healing ourselves. And it might make it a little bit easier. What's that?
Uh-oh. I think we've been spotted.
Come on. Activating and targeting is still not the best.
I feel you.
You read my mind.
Lora, let's switch.
Take this! I like where this is going.
See that chill stroke.
It's not working out.
Hey, come back to me.
Take this!
Ah, come on. You cannot put it on a log.
Poor joke. Chill stroke.
Confirmed!
We'll leave the enemy rest in peace.
Oh well, we had that in the normal game as well. Sometimes your potions that doesn't fall in the right location. It happens. Alright, let's keep on walking. It's very directional, so let's see. Do we have a better way to look at the map? Alright, yeah, it's very straightforward. Let's at least get to the next story bit. So the fighting is good. It will help us learn the system, mastering it. And of course I will do it a lot more during the episodes. Again, just to get into it, but also to get more items, unlocking moves, that kind of stuff like we always have been doing. For now, let's just enjoy what we're seeing here. And be on the lookout for anything shiny, as in a collection point, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a tutorial as soon as we find one. So the first one will probably be scripted. Look at that. I see something moving in the background. Is that the head or the tail? The Titan. Destroyed town. Burned to the ground. Wait. Mick?
What happened? Are you alone?
Looks like the only survivor.
Yeah, we saw this scene.
These burn patterns don't look like Malos' handiwork. Must have been humans. Looting and pillaging while the world burns.
Hey, it's okay. Would you like to come with us? You don't have to worry, really. We're all good people. Promise.
Can you walk? You can. Good going.
And your family? Were they there with you? Should we go back and...
Mikhail.
Hmm?
My name is Mikhail.
Oh, right. I'm Lora. And he's...
I don't have a family. I was sold to this village from Estem. So I'm all alone.
Not anymore.
I see. Right then. Starting today, we're going to be your new family. We'll take you back to our friends and...
You people? You're strangers. You don't have to pretend to care.
You don't beat around the bush, do you? He's gonna be a handful, this one. Though really, I was just the same once. Very well. Friends first then, not family. How's that sound?
Lora,
What's up?
I'll scout the area. Look after him.
Oh, of course. Be careful. And Jin.
I know.
Do we get the origin story behind why he's wearing the mask? Or wore the mask? And that's still the same Titan.
What was that you said, Baldric?
The Sean capital of Omrantha has fallen. Or rather, it was annihilated. Praetor Redalis.
So it has come to pass after all.
Respectfully, you aren't much of an actor, Eminence. It appears you are not surprised at all. We heard disturbing rumors circling among the Magisters. Amalthus, whom you recently elevated to Quaestor? People wonder if this calamity has anything to do with that man's blade. With such extraordinary power, is it really wise to,
No matter whose power affected it, it is sure to serve the greater glory of Indol. The architect will surely be pleased.
Eminence, do you believe it can be controlled?
If it cannot, I will let him take the blame. I have spoken. Thank you for your report, Magister Baldric. You may return to your duties.
If he only knew. This looked like a good spot to set up camp. Yeah, I'll start preparing the food. Oh wow, you're a star, Jin. What do you reckon you'll make? Let's see. Now, I should be able to get my hands on a few choice ingredients around here. If we can find some Tornan trout, deviled onions and sour avocados, I could stew them together. You like trout stralu, right? It's absolutely divine. You'll join us for a bite to eat, won't you, Mikhail? I guess. Perfect. Let's set to work and hunt for those ingredients. All three of those things should be easy to come by around here. No need to travel off the beaten path. Then we won't. Party formation has changed. Ooh, is he there because he's like a supporting character? You cannot substitute this character right now. Or is he just a supporting role or an NPC that joins us? Because we know who Mick is, or at least who he will be. What you're looking at right now is a collection point. Check here to uncover collectible items. You'll find the collectible points all over Allrest, and each area will have its own selection of items to discover. Also, there are some collection points where you can use Blade's field skills to find special collectible items that you couldn't get otherwise. The collectibles that you find are sure to come in handy during your adventure, so if you come across a collection point, be sure to check it out. Oh, we definitely will.
Aren't we intrepid?
Because I want them all.
This is becoming addictive.
Okay, let's grab this
These
red
guys
creature.
should be no problem.
They'll live to regret this.
Well, in the end, no enemy will be a problem to us.
My senses are heightened.
Yeah, we got this. Break!
It's my turn.
Take
No
this.
blast.
We're doing well.
Kill stroke. Not bad, right?
Yes, indeed.
Hail strike.
Take this.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll leave the enemy in our dust.
And a new accessory, the friendship ring. We'll check that in a moment.
This is becoming addictive.
Come here.
All right, follow my lead.
They'll live to regret this.
Well, to be honest, they won't live to regret this, cause they're gonna die by our hand. So
I feel you.
You read
I'm
my
sorry to
mind.
say that.
It's my turn.
I like the way this is going. Take
Kill
this.
stroke.
Try this
Hail
on.
strike. I wish the battle
Dude,
could have been
I
avoided.
do love the fact that there's a skull on the floor.
I
Like an actual monster item.
These guys should be no problem.
Lora's safety is my charge.
I do love the weapon she's using. It looks like an actual rope, probably with a stone or something at the end of it to balance it out.
Let's
heal up.
switch.
I like the way this is going.
Ha!
Try
I
this
concur.
on
Hail Christ.
Does seem like switching also drops a healing potion. That's a good one. Let's collect ingredients and then get cooking. Okay, so we got another skill. Good, and we're not allowed to go further. Ah, come on, there's a chest right in front of me. You cannot dangle that and then not expect me to want to grab it.
Aren't we intrepid?
Let's wait for that yellow point until we grab the collecting points that we can at the
Aren't
moment.
we intrepid?
Oh wait, are the yellow ones the quest related collection points? It probably is, isn't it?
Aren't we intrepid?
We are very intrepid.
Aren't we intrepid?
Who knows? Maybe we're collecting all the collection points items. Well, ooh. Indigo Slate Piece. Don't know what it is, but it is a quest item for some sort, so I do want it.
This is becoming addictive. This is
So
becoming
basically, but not
addictive.
going off the beaten path is basically go back from where we already been. And don't expect to see anything too weird.
Uh-oh. I think we've been spotted.
Senses are heightened.
Yeah, we got this.
Catch.
Spinning wheel.
Ooh, that seemed like a potential area attack.
My turn.
We're doing well.
Snow blast.
Damn, there's a lot of damage potential in fighting that way. I like it. Alright, do we already need to go back? Let's check if we have the items request. I'm guessing we potentially can. Alright, oh, there is last yellow item. Let's take down this Bulufu.
These guys should be no problem.
I won't enjoy this.
You will enjoy this very much.
My senses are heightened.
Spinning wheel.
My turn.
Try this
Chill
on
stroke.
You can also use the switch as like an evade move.
Star slash.
I like the way this is going.
Yes. Hail strike. Excellent. Ha! Snow blast.
We're in perfect sync.
We'll leave the enemy in our dust.
Ooh, key affinity reward level 2. We unlocked the next tier. Nice.
This is becoming addictive.
Alright, I think it's time to at least unlock that next line.
I feel my power surging. Half the battle is living to fight another day.
Yes, it is. I don't know if this is here, but we have to watch out. If we see Arlo Kabiba, that we do fight them at least 4 times. Can we get up there? Yes, we can.
This is becoming addictive.
Still don't know what the difference in the coloring is. If it is one for the quest, or if there's something special to it, like a hiding chance of getting rare items, maybe? Oh, that's fine.
I feel you. Catch.
Spinning wheel! Right! Can't
Let's
just leave
win.
it there. Best of luck!
Snow blast.
Take this!
Not bad, right? Star slash.
I still always want to grab the healing potion, even if the fight's already over and we don't need it anymore. Man, how can you not want that? Alright, let's have a quick gander on the quest, see if... No, the quest, if there are an indicator on how many items? No. Because the quest itself doesn't say so, so I have to assume that we've got plenty of the items. So let's head back. See if we can make up camp. I still want to fight these enemies. I'll be back. Get ready for it.
Aren't we intrepid?
And of course, the further in the game we get, the more abilities and ways to improve ourselves we will find and we will acquire. Having said that, let's quickly equip that accessory we found. Increase the HP restored when reviving a teammate by 27%. It's better than at least nothing. Right, we got our ingredients, fire's nice and toasty. I think we're all set for the night. Jin, would you mind making a start on the cooking? I'll get right to it. The blades doing the cooking? Got a problem with that? Better Jin than me. If I were in charge, I'd probably end up losing a limb peeling the veggies. It's not all one-sided though. Lora has her own talents, like making charms. That I could never do. Right, we make up for each other's strengths and weaknesses. Blade or driver, no one has to shoulder all the burden. Okay, I'm going to make a start on the trout stralu. It won't take long. Is this how camp menus will be here? Craft and chat. Let's first chat. Lora, about that battle earlier. I know, right? We were phenomenal. You're trying to do too much. Oh, what? I thought you were going to praise me. I'm only trying to draw out your full power, Jin, you know that. That's fine, and I appreciate it. But what I'm saying is, please don't put yourself at risk, Lora. Oh, we haven't been together a long time, have we, Jin? Ever since I touched your core crystal as a little girl and we became bonded forever as driver and blade? Yeah? It's a bond closer than blood, I think. That's part of the reason why I want to help you too, so you grow and be there for you. That's beautiful, Lora, but you're a driver and I'm a blade. Blades protect their drivers in a fight. It's the natural order of things. Especially since we don't need to worry about being wounded as long as the core crystal stays intact. While I, on the other hand, am just human? When a driver dies, their blades return to their cores. That's why you want me to be more careful, right? Exactly. Right, I get it. Well, it's not like I want to make you anxious in the middle of a fight. Okay, I promise not to overdo it, and if things start looking bad, I'll be sure to switch out for you. That would be great, thanks. I'm counting on you then. You know I'd never let you down. More chats? Hey, Jin, can you take care of the cooking? Sure. I think I can contrive a decent trout stralu out of the stuff we gathered. Awesome. I could really do with a proper meal right about now. Shouldn't be too long. Alright, so as long as there's an exclamation mark above it, we get to see the chat. And rest till morning, then strike camp. Okay, so that's when you want to stop it. What? We have crafts, probably for the cooking and the charms. So let's look at the charm first.
Now, let me see.
Oh, is this like making stuff for in our pouch? Good. Cotton charm, organic charm, travel charm, bedouin charm, brody charm, party gauge, less damage. So far, this one, the bedouin charm, looks very intriguing, definitely. But we don't have even the single item to make that. Not that, no matter with the other ones, we still are missing those. But like I said, between episodes, whatever time I do have left, I will do that to collect stuff, fight enemies, that kind of things, like always.
Don't spoil your appetite before I'm done.
No, we won't. And this is of course the same. Cooking like with Pyra. Again, for a pouch item that we can put in there as well. Yes,
it's
make the
ready.
dish. He's nice and resting.
How sad. That village, I mean.
It is.
That blade, Malos. He didn't do that, did he?
The towns raised by the Aegis were completely obliterated. I plan to inform the mercenaries of this.
How could a person do something so awful?
Anyway, you should rest now. We should be able to meet up with Hayes tomorrow.
Hey, Hayes.
Oh, yes. I wonder if she's found any leads on Mother. I hope so, anyway.
I'll prepare food, then rest up.
Oh, that's kind of you. Thanks.
Oh well, we're gonna meet a lot of familiar faces in here, I'm sure of it. Especially the ones that we already know is in this time era. That really hit the spot. You know, I really can't think of anything better than waking up to Jin's cooking. Scrumptious. You scarfed that down quick. 1 second? He's already going over to Lorna. Mikhail, relax. He's not going to bite you. Don't let the whole Moody thing fool you. He's genuinely concerned about you. Moody thing? Look, if there's anything you need, just tell us, alright? Nuh-uh, I'm fine, really. Okay, I hear you. Listen, I know Jin can seem a bit scary, but he's really very gentle. You'll get used to him. I just need to clean up here, then we can move out. Feldley can't be far now, can it? Where we are meeting up with Hayes? That's right. There's still a way to go, but if we keep the road, it won't take long. Certain places out in the wild allow you to make camp. The 3 things you can do at a campsite are resting, crafting and chatting. Rest uses bonus experience to level up your teams. Craft. Use collectibles to make items. Chat. Speak with allies for advice on how to proceed. As you can see, camps are places of preparation and growth. When entering a new area, it's worth scouting out the next campsite first. Crafting is one of the actions available when camping. It expends collectibles to create pouch items, as well as valuable unique items with particular properties. As your adventure progresses, you can obtain more recipes to expand your crafting repertoire, for example, by completing quests or raiding treasure troves. Pouch items can be set inside the driver's pouch to empower the driver's team for a fixed duration. Yeah, and it's really, really important because it really does make a difference. You can always create more by crafting them at the campsite, so use them as much as you can, for instance, when preparing for a difficult battle ahead. Yeah, and that's how I learned that the pouch items are really important, because during normal fights you don't really need it, but it helps you win fights easier and some other extra things that come with it. But during difficult boss battles, yeah, you can really tell the difference when fighting without it and with it, so it's really important. Yes, new tips is added to the list. Alright, I will leave the first episode here. I think this is a really nice place right next to a campsite and a big enough area before the burned down village that I can fight, collect and play around a little bit with what we have learned and see if we can get a little bit ahead, get enough experience to level up a few more of our moves, maybe level up our characters by using our rested experience, and of course getting enough items from the collectibles and the enemies, and maybe we can make some more pouch items that we can use in the battles ahead. But that will be next time. Until then, I wish you a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we continue moving forward towards Haze. See you then. Bye bye.